it's kind of crazy to watch the U.S. completely and utterly unravel. Basically that meme has come to real life. The meme where like the United States is stabbing itself repeatedly and the rest of the world is looking at it with like a shocked face on. That's actually happening in real life. And, the dollar will eventually be dropped as the world reserve currency. And that'll just absolutely cook this country and, have us face a new Great Depression. It's bad. It's really bad. But at the same time that's going on, people don't really talk about the fact that China is now rapidly on the rise. And China is now, in some ways, just dusting us and lapping us and leaving us in the past. Okay? And everybody knows it, but nobody talks about it. So first, let me show you this. Take a look at this here. This is in Reuters. The numbers speak for itself. China is on its way to become a superpower fully powered by renewables. China's epic renewables boom lifts it into rare, clean capacity club. So this is the difference, y'all, between having like rational, intelligent leaders and having like ancient, corrupt dinosaur idiots lead the country. And that's what you get from Trump. That's what you get from Marco Rubio. That's what you get from Stephen Miller. That's what you get from Elon Musk. That's what you get from Howard Nutlick. That's what you get from all these people is they're old, they're corrupt, they're dirty. And so the way they think about governance is not even at all about governance. It's about how can I enrich myself? How can I make more money? How can I get more power? How can I get more control? This is how they think of politics. This is what they think politics is about. They don't think of it as like, what's our national project? What are we working on? What are we fixing? How are we improving the country? How are we making it a more perfect union for everybody involved, right? How do we do something that creates national pride? They don't think about that at all. They're literally part of the Epstein class of child rapists, and they're thinking, how can I become a multi-billionaire, right? Like, this is what they're thinking. And so that's where you get a situation where Trump generally acts like if it dips below 32 degrees, this motherfucker's out there posting like, what happened to global warming, huh? What happened to you fucking idiots? You thought global warming was real. How stupid are you? Like, this is what he says. And so, but he's making national policy match that. He's still trying to hang on to coal, right? He's killing all the renewable projects that were funded under Biden. He's killing all of those shits. All of them. So now we're stuck in this weird position where we're relying on oil, we're relying on natural gas, we're reliant on dirty fossil fuels, we're actively killing any path to the future, which leaves this lane wide open for China to do the research, do the development, do the manufacturing, and then they can come up with all this new technology where they get the patents and they'll make the money for the energy sources of the future. That's what's happening. Now, you get stuff like this. The scale of China's electricity projects is just on another level. A hillside in rural Guizhou, China, covered in solar panels, thousands of them stretch across mountain ridges to the horizon, transforming bare rock into terawatt-hour electricity. Let me play this for you. Watch this. I'll mute it for you, but yeah, look at this. There's a mountain range in China that they're using this for renewable technology. They're using this for solar. I mean, this looks like some AI-generated shit, but I looked it up, and it's actually true. Shit is crazy. Okay, wait, not done. China doing a two-layer setup, solar panels on the surface for electricity, and fish, shrimp, and crabs farmed underneath. Called Fishery Photovoltaic Complementary, integrates floating photovoltaic solar panels with aquaculture. Okay, so I'll show you what this looks like here. Watch this. Yeah, so this is, they're utilizing these bodies of water, and they're getting solar power by putting this stuff on the bodies of water. I mean, look at this. It's absolutely incredible. And then, PBS actually covered something about China not that long ago. And listen to what they say here. This is just enlightening.
For decades, China's government has reshaped the country with dramatic displays of state power, from vast infrastructure projects that have remade entire provinces to nationwide campaigns that attempt to shape citizens' behavior. Ali Rogan takes a look at what those sweeping measures say about China's ambitions and what they may mean for the future of U.S.-Chinese competition.
From high-speed rail to state-of-the-art factories and soaring bridges, China is building infrastructure projects at an unprecedented scale and pace. The poor rural province of Guizhou is now home to nearly half of the world's 100 tallest bridges. This fall, cars crossed the newest, tallest bridge in the world for the first time. The bridge cut travel across the river from hours to mere minutes, according to state media. Visitors and locals celebrated the grand opening with a water and light display
Chinese dragon.
and base jumps from a special viewing platform, part of the record-breaking project's tourism appeal.
It serves several purposes: symbolic, political, economic, and just in terms of improving vastly the quality of life of people that use them.
Andrew Murtha is the director of the China Global Research Center at the Johns Hopkins School of Advanced International Studies.
I think it's difficult for people in the U.S. to understand just what a massive change this type of infrastructure building over the past 30 years has meant for China.
In just a few decades, China has built highways twice the length of the entire U.S. interstate highway system.
In just a few decades, twice the length of the U.S. interstate highway system. That is crazy. And then meanwhile, here, we're not even building any high-speed rail. And in fact, they stopped it because Elon came in and said, I'm going to do the Hyperloop, and it's going to be even better. And then that was a total fraud and a total scam, and it blew up, and then nobody went back to say, oh, let's actually do some high-speed rail. I mean, it's humiliating. It's humiliating when you look at what they're doing and what we're not doing. We're not doing anything.
The country's first high-speed rail line opened in 2008. Now, high-speed trains crisscross China in a network 20 times more extensive than Japan's.
Oh.
And China has built as much solar and wind power capacity as the rest of the world put together.
Oh. So yeah, that's wild, bro. That is wild. China's installed hydropower capacity is bigger than all the next several countries put together. This shows how far China has gone in leading the clean energy revolution. Look at this, man. Just leaving everybody in the fucking dust. That's as of 2024. High-speed rail network in China, 2008 versus 2020. I mean, they're actually just building shit nonstop. They're building infrastructure. If you look at like some of their airports, just look state-of-the-art compared to our shit is just fucking crumbling and falling apart. We're still coasting based off the New Deal. And that's the thing. We need a New Deal. We need that. Because this country's fucking falling apart. Nobody believes in anything anymore. There's like this like nihilism that's now deeply embedded into the psyche of American culture. Because like it's basically, we have like, we're run by a bunch of sadistic, rapist, pedophile billionaires, and corporations have a stranglehold on this country, and everything is for profit. Everything is a scam. Everything's to make a buck. It's basically like the OnlyFans AI bubble gambling economy. Like that's what this is. And so nobody believes in anything. Nobody feels anything anymore. There is no greater national project. Whereas, you know, when I look at this, to me, I start thinking, oh shit, we got to beat this. We gotta have the best high-speed rail systems, and we should build them all across this country. We got to have the best airports. We got to rebuild our airports and make them look sexy as fuck. We got to rebuild our highway system and make our highway system, you know, sexier and cooler. Like, just that alone is enough of a project, a New Deal project that could, like, give people a tremendous number of jobs and, like, get this country, give it the jumpstart that it fucking needs, right? And now we're at the point where, look at this. This is in Common Dreams. Even Australia is like, electricity prices down 30% in Australia expose idiocy of Trump's attack on wind and solar. South Australia is showing us that wind, solar, and battery power, when combined, are extremely inexpensive. So the electricity prices are down 30% now because they said, no, let's actually do green and renewable technology. So in every way, everybody's just like smacking us around. I told you this the other day, but this is basically like Trump and MAGA are insistent on, no, we like Morse code. We're gonna double down on the Morse code machine at the same time the motherfucking telephone was just released. Oh, we're gonna double down on the horse and buggy industry as the car was just released. That's what they're doing. And like, I'm just so sick of being governed by ancient pedophile, war criminal, billionaire idiots. I'm so sick of it. They're totally self-interested. All they care about is their fucking class solidarity and their pedophile solidarity. They're in this insular club, this insular network where they just make money off anybody and everybody. That's all they really care about. They're facilitating the destruction of the world and World War III and genocides, and like, they gotta go. They gotta go, and we need to have intelligent, forward-thinking, rational leaders who actually are going to try to rebuild this country, make this country beautiful, make this country something to actually like and care about. But no, we're just sitting there as China fucking laps us, as nobody even says anything about it because it's too painful to consider that this country that we used to view ourselves as so much more superior than, now they're just like fucking, they're just lapping us in every way that matters.